Greetings world, this is Eliyah Israel aka Young Chi, and what I'm going to do in this video is talk a little bit about health. I titled this video Battling Baldness and Protecting Your Prostate, and the reason why I want to address this topic is because I had a couple of experiences of my own that I'll get into a little later, but also I've been noticing some of my friends that's about my age that's been, battling keeping their hair, battling hair loss. And I went through an experience similar to it. And I feel like, as men, men and women as well, we have to fight in order to keep healthy hair, in order to keep our body healthy in general. So I want to share a little bit about my experience and, drop some jewels to be able to help with anyone that's facing that problem. And I did some research, and in my research, I found that hair loss is a sign that you're going to be for a man, dealing with prostate problems. Not necessarily prostate cancer, but prostate problems in the future. So if you start noticing signs, you want to get on top of staying healthy. Make sure you do things to make sure you keep yourself healthy. So real quick, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experience. I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to talk a little bit about my experience with dealing with my hair. Okay, so I've been fighting to keep mine. Let's see if I can show you real quick. I've been fighting to keep my hair. Make sure I point the camera the correct way. But right around here, like, is where you start noticing people to start losing their hair. It's like a war, really. And when you get your hair cut, they call this the crown. But we also call it, in spirituality, we call it the priest cap. And basically, I feel like it's a spiritual connection to that specific part of your head. So, I've been fighting to keep my healthy hair, and I'll tell you a little bit about what happened with me. I don't want to talk too much in this video. I want to keep it short. But my first experience would kind of raise my consciousness that, it's something spiritual going on up top on your crown. And it was during a calc exam when I was in college. And it was like a collaborative exam where all of the classes came together, all the professors came together in one auditorium. And my professor was bald, but there was also a lady. She looked like she was like Indian, and she was losing her hair too. And she got up on stage, and she was the one who was like addressing the entire group, and she was giving like instructions. But she did something. She said something. I can't remember exactly what it was. She said something, and it was like a wave came out of her, like a demonic presence came out of her, and I don't know if it went throughout the room and if everybody felt it. That's what I sensed. But I felt like it was something attacking the top of my head. Like something was trying to prick each of the hairs off the top of my head. And I can't remember what she said, but when that happened, when I felt that, I put my hand on top of my head to kind of signal to her, like, I felt that. And she looked over at me and she said, "Pay attention." And ever since then, I don't know if anybody else felt it, but ever since then, like, I've been very cautious and conscious of what's going on the top of my crown. So I had another experience after that. I started having dreams, and I was having dreams that I was losing my hair, and it started off. They occurred enough to the point to where, like, I couldn't ignore it. It was something I felt like God was trying to get my attention, basically. So, while I'm having these dreams, it wasn't too many of them, but it was enough to keep my attention. I had another class, anthropology class, and we had a field trip that we went on. We went out to a movie theater, the Esquire in Clifton, and we went to go see the Facebook movie. And afterwards, we went to an ice cream social. So we go into the ice cream parlor, and I didn't get any ice cream, but I was standing like where the line started, and a couple came in behind me, and it was a white couple. I really wasn't paying that much attention until the lady started making this weird noise, like. And then I felt, well, while she was doing that, I started feeling something like a force start pulling on the top of my head. And I was like, whoa, hold on, what is this? And it wasn't one of those things where I can ignore or I'll be like, oh, maybe I'm tripping or whatever. It's like, nah, this was like something that was unignorable, like something was trying to pull at the top, was pulling the top of my head. And so I looked back and I looked at her, and she kind of, had a guilty look on her face, like, and she kind of dropped her face. And I told the couple, it was a man and a woman, and told them, like, oh, y'all can go ahead. I'm not in line. And they went and stood in front of me, and I looked at the back of her man's head, and he had a spot missing right around his crown, right around where most men start losing their hair. And I don't know, that just kind of like raised a bunch of flags, like, be careful, basically. I felt like that was God letting me know there are people out here in this world that will suck the hair right off the top of your head. So be very cautious and conscious. So that was one experience that I had. Then there was another. Well, I was still having dreams, and it got to the point to where I started noticing that my hair was thinning at the top, and it was thinning, especially like right around my widow's peak. And I love to keep my widow's peak. But I started noticing that, and so I went and talked to my father. My father told me, he let me know, like, well, there's two things about hair. The first thing is our hair is made up of calcium and protein. So you want to make sure that you're getting enough calcium and protein in your diet in order for your body to be able to create that healthy hair. And then there are certain vitamins. I believe is vitamin A, vitamin B, and vitamin E that you want to make sure that you get into your body that helps promote blood circulation and hair growth stimulation. So those are some things that you want to make sure that you're getting enough of in your diet. And I was doing some research, and they say that that massaging the top of your head also helps with promoting blood circulation and stimulating the hair follicles. And that's something that I like to do just on a regular. And I started noticing later on in my college career that, rubbing the top of my head, I would notice like it'll be like a subtle pain sometimes. And I think it comes from stress. I was talking to my father, and, he was letting me know like one of the major reasons why a lot of people start losing their health in general, it's more than just hair, is stress. So you want to be able to make sure you do things to be able to help relieve stress. And one is massaging the top of your head in order to relax those muscles. And you will start to recognize, the relaxation. You may even realize that you have tension of, in your head in general that you may not have paid any attention to. In your face also. I'll probably talk a little bit about that in another video, because I've been battling to keep my eyesight as well. Well, not just to keep my eyesight, but to heal my eyesight, heal my vision. And it has something to do with stress and being able to relax. So that's something that I'll get into later. But, again, back to talking to my father. I talked to my father, I talked to my aunt. Basically, they were telling me make sure I get calcium and protein, and then get like some multivitamins. for vitamin A, B, vitamin E. It's other things that's helpful too. Having a multivitamin is good in general, just to make sure that you're getting a lot of well balanced nutrition into your temple. So that was one thing. And my father was kind of hinting towards me too. He didn't come straight out and say it, but he was hinting it towards me, like, if you start noticing that you're losing your hair, you're losing your priest cap, you need to stop jacking off. Period. Because in our seed, my father, he was saying, like, every time we urinate, we lose calcium and protein. But that's also in our seed. So, if you have a bad habit of jacking off, that's something that you want to stop doing. Even if you have a partner, there is an energy exchange, like when you have a sex partner. Either way it goes, though, that's one thing that I recommend. Like, if you're serious about keeping your healthy hair, and keeping your priest cap, that's one thing that you want to make sure that you start practicing, that sexual mastery that I talk about in Ascension 101. So, again, that's one thing. And you want to make sure that you're getting the nutrients in your body. So, because if you're ejaculating, remember, that's nutrients make sure I get this out right. Nutrients are leaving your body. Nutrients go into the seed. So you want to make sure that if you are ejaculating, that you are replenishing your body. And but the path that I recommend is the things that I talk about in Ascension 101. Now, also, dealing with the prostate, I talk a little bit about an exercise. They call it Kegel exercise. Exercises in general help with keeping yourself healthy, and also with keeping a healthy prostate. I was watching a speech by Les Brown. Some of you may know him, a motivational speaker. He was fighting prostate cancer for 10 years, and he said that he's been doing well, and it's partially due to the fact that he started exercising more. And some exercises that are recommended, to be specific, are Kegel exercises, and one of them is the one that I talk about in Ascension 101, where you practice tightening the muscles in the perineum and pulling those in the perineum and lower abdominal, pulling those muscles up and then relaxing, and then pulling those muscles up again and relaxing, and then repeating probably like 10 times. That's kind of like 10, 15 times. That's something that they recommend from what I saw in my research. So that's one thing. Again, exercising, it's more than just building muscles. It's something spiritual that goes along with it. And also, it keeps you healthy. Parts of yourself that you may not even have known. Also, it helps to relieve the stress, a lot of the stresses. So that's something that I definitely say that you want to make sure you stay up on. Then, okay, so we talked about exercises, and then make sure you eat healthy. So, exercise and eating healthy is like the major beneficial factor to making sure you remain healthy. And, I want to make sure that I drop these jewels and share my experience, because, I've seen some of my friends, like around my age, that's very young, to be losing their hair, and then the connection to hair loss and prostate cancer, or problems with the prostate, is that's something that I feel like that's the true enemy. Disease is the true enemy, and that's something that we have to look at in order to be able to combat. So, I just wanted to share this information, share my experience, because I love to see people winning that health, winning that healthy hair, healthy body. So I just wanted to share this information. Hopefully you guys take heed to it. Stay on the path, stay on the spiritual path. Stay blessed. Peace.